Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. Today we got an in-depth look at Lightfall through a brand new ViDoc from Bungie. In the video we got to hear the developers of the game showcase everything we have to look forward to in a couple weeks here. While the trailer didn't show anything too new, we got a lot of new footage from what we already knew about, and it was amazing to see a lot of the environments of Neomuna and seeing a lot more of the Witness and of Calus. We also get a great look at the new armor charge system and some of the mods. Oh, and raid intro? I don't know. Let's jump in and break it all down. Alright, so the trailer showed off a lot of great footage of Neomuna and the use of Strand. We also got a lot more insight into the story of the campaign. We see a lot more of the Witness as well, and we can see Calus here approaching his throne as he undergoes his transformation into the new disciple of the Witness. It seems like he has invaded Neomuna to recover the artifact known as the Veil. We learned about this during this week's season of the Seraph finale quest. Calus now descends from the pod looking appropriately opulent. I love that he still has his signature chalice in some of the footage. We see the Witness traveling through light speed and then gently floating past the wreckage of the battle before touching something we don't really see. My assumption is the Traveler, since that's what he's here to collect or to interact with. And then maybe he notices that he's not able to touch it or something along those lines. And then we see the opening set piece cinematic with the Vanguard and all of our mentors. It looks like they are watching the battle from the helm before one of the pyramid ships charges up and emits an EMP blast that seems to disable all of the ships. This looks like it might be the weapon that was used against Rasputin in Season of Arrivals. We then see the Cabal forces jump away, presumably to Neptune, to retrieve the Veil. We then get an amazing shot of our Guardian as they notice the ships jumping to light speed. The Warlock then holds on for dear life as they jump away. We then stow away on the ship and follow them to Neptune. The ViDoc also features a lot of great shots of the Neomuna environment, including the arcade section. Here we get a peek at some of the new Strand user interface. It looks like the Guardian is a Threadrunner Hunter. We see the super icon and the green ability icons. It looks like they have a shackle grenade equipped as well. We then get some more Strand super footage, the Titan's Blade Fury and the Warlock's Needle Storm. We can now see that Needle Storm has 3 separate starting points for the super, and I'm sure you'll be able to spread it wider or narrower, just like the Blade Barrage super for the Hunter. We then see the needles hit the ground and then charge up and weave into threadlings that then hunt down and destroy further enemies. We then see a Hunter latching onto a Cabal Thresher and riding it around the city, which looks really fun, and then onto a Guardian Sparrow before initiating the Grapple melee, which looks like it does a great amount of damage. This certainly makes me feel a lot better about it as a grenade. I was a little worried that we would be giving up a lot of damage potential for the ability to latch onto things and have fun. At the end of the day, we need to kill the enemies in front of us, so I'm glad we're going to be able to do a pretty decent amount of damage with this finisher melee. We then see the new Guardian name tag. The icon now has a circle instead of a square, and the new number will now represent your Guardian rank instead of the season rank. We then see lots more in-game and cinematic footage of the Cloudstriders, Nimbus, and Rohan. It looks like we're going to be utilizing their help to fend off Calus's forces and also the Vex. They definitely look amazing and could easily have their own spin-off franchise, which may just happen at some point with all of that amazing Sony money. And here we can see them encountering a Tormentor. They narrowly escape, which is probably why they need our help. We also get a good look at how the Tormentors attack Guardians. It looks like it grabs you with the scythe, rips you into third person, and then presumably kills you, or maybe just drains you of your ability energy. My guess is that it absolutely kills you. It's kind of hard to say. Either way, it looks like it's going to be pretty terrifying, as they're doing other sort of tricks like draining out all the surrounding sound. Next, we get a look at Season of Defiance content, which looks like it's based in the EDZ, at least to start. We'll be teaming up with Amanda Holiday, Crow, Devram, and Mithrax to help prisoners escape, and various other shenanigans, of which I'm sure. We know the activity is going to be a Battlegrounds variant again, and it looks like it's going to be taking place in the EDZ, where we will be descending maybe into these dark temples that have emerged around. So it looks like the season is going to focus on Calus's invasion of the EDZ. We then get a look at a new exotic weapon, which looks to be an exotic stasis bow. This may very well be the raid exotic. It certainly looks intricate and crazy enough. It also looks like the Titan is wearing maybe a new strand. It could be legendary or maybe even an Eververse item, but I'm guessing it's an exotic based on the Clovis Bray icons and the fact that it looks like it might be contributing to whatever stasis build this might be showing off. We then get a better look at the Abeyant Leap Titan exotic legs that enable 3 strand waves to emit from your barricade. We then see the Strand exotic sidearm final warning in some action. Here we get a better look at the lock-on mechanism. It looks like charging the weapon will allow you to lock onto your target, and it seems like the number of targets you can lock onto depends on how many stacks of all at once you have. So it seems like you can have up to 4 targets. However, we can also see that creating tangles has an actual cooldown of about 12 seconds, maybe even longer, it's hard to say, but that's why you see the other unraveling enemies not creating tangles. It's also nice to see the Strand element icon next to the weapons, including a Strand machine gun. Moving on to what I'm most excited about, which is a much better look at loadouts and the mod customization screen. The footage also features a nice spread of the new mod icons. As we went over in one of my previous videos, the entire mod system is being revamped into a new streamlined system called Armor Charge. Check that video out to learn more, but to quickly summarize, if you missed it, Armor Charge works as follows. Picking up 1 orb of power grants 1 stack of armor charge. You can then hold up to 3 stacks, with some mods allowing you up to 6. It takes 10 seconds to deteriorate 1 stack of armor charge. We're going to get to see some of these new and rebooted mods, but overall it's an awesome system that takes a lot of the wells and charge with light mods and found a way to sort of incorporate them into a much more streamlined system. Here we see the Guardian changing loadouts. On the right we can see the names of some of these mods. Yellow mods look to be the ones that trigger under the right conditions, like running out of melee charge for melee kickstart. These will then burn 1 stack of armor charge as they proc. The blue one seems to show the mods that immediately activate as soon as you have an armor charge and then initiate the armor charge decay for 10 seconds. A good example is Void Weapon Surge. This gives you more damage from your void weapons until the armor charge runs out. The green icons are buffs to the system itself, like granting more stacks or giving you more stacks when you pick up an orb of light. We then get a nice shot of the new character menu screen. I love these changes. On the left, next to the weapons, we see champion icons now above the character buffs, and it looks like they will light up as you equip weapons, gear, and abilities that grant those anti-champion capabilities. On the right side, we see the Guardian rank above the stats, and the right edge of the screen now brings up the loadouts, while the right edge brings you to the mod customization. This is probably going to be my single favorite new addition, as you can have one screen where you can work on your entire loadout and of course save it as a loadout later. Here we see more examples of mods like Font of Vigor that grants increased strength with an armor charge. We then see Melee Kickstart, which consumes an armor charge and gives you more energy based on the number of stacks, which is pretty cool. Then we see the return of Stacks on Stacks, now granting you additional armor charge on every pickup, and of course that Void Surge we saw earlier. Next up, we get a glimpse at the new Journey tab, now dominated by your Guardian rank on the left-hand side. On the right, we have Commendations, as we'll see more in a moment, also Titles and Triumphs side by side, then Seasonal Challenges below that. We then get a good look at the challenges and the Guardian rank system. You can see these are more sort of like account-wide challenges, and it's really more designed for newer players, so it's possible that you'll be logging in at max rank or close, as a lot of this will be retroactive. Then we see the Commendations with a better look at some of the final art for the cards. They're looking pretty cool. I kind of want a deck of those for myself. And finally, we get a good peek at what I can only assume is the beginning cutscene for the raid that shows your Guardians. They like to tease raids at the end of these ViDocs, so it looks like the raid will be at least starting on the rooftops of Neomuna, which sounds pretty awesome. What do you think of the video, and what part is your favorite? I personally can't wait to jump into the new armor charge system and see what it's really capable of. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell so you don't miss out on all of this amazing Lightfall info as we approach the launch. Very exciting times, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.